What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and welcome back to Game Week 2 preview. Game Week 1 is done, it's out of the way. A few surprises, a few not so surprising things, but it's done. And before we get into the review, or the preview I should say, sorry, I want to address a few things coming out in the comment section. First of all, I ended up with 55 points, my whole team. I'll probably put it on screen right now. I didn't have the best of game weeks. I was also meant to put Mahrez in, but I forgot to confirm the transfer. I just fell asleep whilst watching TV, so that happened, and I can prove it. Put in this comment, I've got Mahrez in. So yeah, that was made before I made the transfer, and I thought, yep, I'm going to bring Mahrez in. It's basically a given, and it was. So I've been up on the 60-point mark. That, and the fact I had Foster and Walker on my bench, so I could have had a really, really good game week, but a few silly mistakes cost me. And second of all, people saying, oh, I don't follow his tips. Well, I don't see why you're here. I don't want to be disrespectful, but if you're not here to be following the tips, then I don't understand why. I mean, there are plenty of other tips channels. I mentioned FPL Tips, JNO, you've got Fantasy Footy Updates, just to name a few, that give out really good tips every week. And if you're not a fan of my tips, then that's fair enough, but there are plenty of other tip channels out there. Don't stay on this one if they're not working for you, if you don't trust me. That is the nature of the game. If you make bad tips, you lose people. But hopefully I can reassure you that I'll make some good tips. And this week I'm feeling really, really positive about my chances. First of all though, it's going to be quite a long video for that. We've also got to go on to the games to watch. 4 of them again: Man United, Southampton, Swansea, Hull, Watford, Chelsea and Leicester, Arsenal. Starting off with Man United, Southampton, I feel like it's a time where we'll see, you know, Pogba come in, maybe Mkhitaryan come in, and really see them at full flow. And hopefully Manchester United can get a few things in. But also, you got the fact that they still conceded against Bournemouth. I think they'll still concede goals, you know, not every game, but they won't get as many clean sheets as usual. Although David De Gea is a huge, huge part of that. But the players like Long and Redmond can really hurt them with their pace, as well as Tadic with his playmaking ability. And last time Southampton played Man United, ended 1-0 Southampton, so although different manager, that's still one to watch. Swansea versus Hull, you've got a team that really overperformed the first game week in Swansea, got a decent 1-0 and a clean sheet. Hull really overperformed, beating the champions Leicester, so for me, it's going to be a tough one. It's either way, but I feel like Swansea could get another maybe 1-0 and a clean sheet. They're much more sturdier, and I feel like players like Amat will come into play. Maybe Kingsley if Neil Taylor isn't fit, but if you're judging on them two, get Amat in, because Amat was more chance of playing first team football than Neil Taylor. You got Watford versus Chelsea. Basically for Chelsea side, I feel like Chelsea are going to run riot in that game, and they're going to. Eden Hazard was terrifically good for Chelsea on Monday Night Football. And Leicester versus Arsenal, a really big game in which both teams need a win. Who will get it? Who knows? But I'm going to go into the players to watch. Starting off with goalkeepers, I've got 4 for you today. Starting off with Michel Vorm. Now, Lloris is out for, I believe, to be 4 weeks. I'm 80% sure, but I'm not 100%. Either way, Vorm's been playing some football. Tottenham look solid at the back. They played against a rather, dangerous Everton side, and the one goal Everton got was from a very fortunate free kick in which the keeper can't really do anything. It's one of those ones where if everyone misses it, it's going in anyway. It's a fantastic free kick, but what can you do? That happen every game. And they're playing against a Crystal Palace side that, let's face it, I don't think they look very good in Game Week 1, and I don't think they'll have a standard chance against Tottenham, so I should get a clean sheet in that one. Caballero of Man City comes in next. Away against Stoke, could be a good game week for him, especially the fact that he's 0.5 million cheaper than Hart, so bear that in mind. Courtois for Chelsea. Away against Watford, I feel like could get a clean sheet here. Although Dini and Carlo are looking dangerous, I can't see Chelsea getting broken down. And Leicester versus Arsenal, and Fabianski of Swansea, simply because I just feel like they're going to get another 1-0. I don't know what it is. Hull did play well. They scored 2 good goals, but I can see Swansea really dominating Hull and getting a good 3 points again. Start the season very well. On to the defenders though, we've got Walker, Stones, Azpilicueta, Amat and Klein. Walker from Tottenham, 5.5 million. Really, really good right back. Probably going to get a clean sheet. I'm 99% sure they're going to get a clean sheet against Palace. He can also bump forward. He got an assist against Everton for Lamella's goal, so he could get another assist today or in the game week, and also maybe a goal or 2. Who knows? But attacking wise, he's fantastic. Defending wise, in a solid team, so I'd get him in. And we got Stones. No reason apart from £5 million for a City defender that in the end he's going to iron out their defensive problems with maybe company back and just adapting to the Guardiola way. Could look good for the season. £5 million for a top defender that's going to play week in, week out is extortionately cheap. And we've got Azpilicueta of Chelsea. Again, I mentioned, I just feel like it's going to be 2 or 3 goals to Chelsea, none in reply. Azpilicueta could go a few assists, who knows. And then we've got Jordi Amat. Like I said, Amat is one definitely to consider because he's £4 million. There's no replacement yet for Williams, although he could be the replacement. Kingsley, yeah, he's good attacking-wise on the left, but Neil Taylor is nearing full fitness, so he'll be out of the team again, I assume, and Amat would play centre-back anyway, so that's one to look into. And then Klein of Liverpool. I do feel like they could get hurt because they conceded 3 goals against Arsenal, maybe a few of them really cheap, and also conceded a penalty as well. I mean, Moreno can't play, surely. But Klein is one that can attack as well, and like I said, he scored 3 goals against Arsenal, or conceded 3 goals against Arsenal, but he grabbed an assist in one of Liverpool's 4 goals. Burnley could get a few goals against, but again, he could get hurt, so that's one thing to consider. Moving on to the midfielders, we've got 6 players, We've got Eriksen, Sterling, Hazard, Sigurdsson, Özil, and Coutinho. Starting off Christian Eriksen, it's a risk that could go with any Spurs midfielder. I'd say him or Lamela, depending on what option you've got. But against Palace, Eriksen is a game where he'll really, really shine, I feel. I've got a good feeling about it this game week. Sterling, Manchester City for £8 million. Looks really, really good so far in the 2 games he's played. And that is a worry though. He's played 2 games. Would he get rested the weekend? For me, no, I don't feel so. He wouldn't have played on Tuesday if they were, thinking about dropping him for Saturday. So I feel like he's definitely going to play Saturday. And they haven't really got that many options to go to, but he's been in fine form, so definitely get him in. Then we've got Hazard at £10 million. Looked electrifying, as I've already said, so definitely get him in against a Watford side I feel like could score 2 or 3 against. Then we've got Sigurdsson. A lot of people are transferring him out because he only started on the bench. And that is because of match fitness. I think he'll be back this week, and considering he's playing against Hull, this is the chance where Sigurdsson really could break a team down. If they're going to sit back in their area, he can shoot from long range, put those crosses in, put those chip through balls in. He's a player that can really break those games open. Coutinho, Liverpool for £8 million, 15 points, need I say more. And Özil for Arsenal, 9.5 million. He is a player that really will hurt Leicester this season without the players like without the players like Kante there. So definitely bring him in for 9.5 million. If you haven't got a player like that already, I'd say Pyatt's maybe a better option. Also, Hazard is a better option than Özil, but a little cheeky one just to shove you in there. And lastly, Swallow, we've got the attackers. We've got 6 again. We've got Kane, Aguero, Costa, Llorente, Negredo, and Giroud. Now, Kane at £11 million. It's a risk because people saying he's burnt out. His record without Dembele, it's not very good. 11 games and 1 goal. Whereas with Dembele last season, it was 27 games and 24 goals. So there's an immediate difference there. But against Crystal Palace, they could concede quite a few, and Kane could be on the end of them. So if you're looking for a marquee striker, if you look at one of those ones to transfer out Jamie Vardy, I'd definitely look at Harry Kane. And you've got Sergio Aguero at £13 million. Need I say more? He could score against anyone, and the pace in the back line against Stoke to bear in mind for Sterling and also Aguero. It's insanely slow, so I definitely could counteract that. Then you got Costa at 9.5 million. I didn't know whether he or Batshuayi would start. Costa started, looks good, grabbed a goal, although he was a bit of an arsehole in the whole game, as per usual with Diego Costa, so he's one to consider. Then Llorente at 6.5 on his debut, grabbed an assist, so all is possible. And also against the whole team, like I said, Sigurdsson probably will be back this coming week. You've got wingers on either side to cross balls in. He's going to get his header on 9 out of 10 of them, so there we go, there's that one. Talking about a big Spanish striker, Negredo started really well for Middlesbrough. They've got a game this week, and against Sunderland. Now, although I think Sunderland will be good this season, Middlesbrough proved that they can score goals. I thought Stoke were going to be more solid, and I think Stoke are more solid than Sunderland. So having Negredo on your team is definitely one thing to have this game week. And then we've got, finally, another little cheeky one, another Arsenal player in Olivier Giroud. I just got a feeling, against Leicester, you're looking at the fact they're without Kante, so there's a big part of their team. Although Hoof is back, I believe, Giroud could get his head on a few, and also could get a few assists, just knocking it down for players like Özil, like Walcott, like I was about to say Sterling, like Sanchez. But yeah, those sort of players are the ones you want to look at. And that is that. A bit rushed because of the first bit, but I'd like to thank you all for watching anyway. Remember, I'm not trying to say if you hate on my content, go. If you hate on my content, that's fine, and people leave constructive feedback, that's fine. But if you don't like my tips, that's also fine. There are probably better people out there if you don't like my tips, basically. Said that really awfully, but there we go. There you have it. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully have a good game week, and I'll see you all in game week number 3 for the preview. Peace.